We are doing a full face of new makeup. I have picked up some things over the last couple of weeks and we're kind of compiling them all in this video. I'm going to show you what I got. You're going to hear my thoughts on whether or not I believe some of these new releases are worth your hard-earned money or if you should skip them. It seems to be the summer of blush sticks, which I am not mad at. Blush is one of my favorite products, so no complaints out of me. Let me just tell you a little bit about what we are trying today. I have got the Sisley Phyto-Teint Nude Foundation, the Sisley Blur Expert Powder, the Fara Homidi Bronzer. Gorgeous. I have two of the Charlotte Tilbury Unreal Blush Sticks, the YSL Mini Clutch in Burning Desire. This is the new limited edition eyeshadow quad. The Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer, the Diorshow Iconic Overvolume Mascara, and the new limited edition YSL Vinyl Cream in Nude Champion. We're going to talk about a couple of other things too. I've got all of this on my face. If you would like to see how all of these things came together and created this full face of new makeup, stay right there. I picked up the Sisley Phyto-Teint Nude Foundation. I had a comment on my skin tint video. Somebody had mentioned that this was their favorite skin tint type formula, so I wanted to give this a shot. This is not my first impression of this product. I have the shade 2W1 Light Beige. It is, or it was, too deep for me. However, I don't know if you can tell, but I have gotten some sun. It just happens in the summer when you're outdoors more. I mean, I wear sunscreen. I probably don't apply it as frequently as I should. You are supposed to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. There's no way that I do that. I mean, I'm just being honest. I have a feeling that now it is going to match. So let's see. It's still quite deep, honestly. Like, I probably should have gone with 1W, but that's okay. So since this is such a liquidy formula, this is one that I prefer to blend out with my fingers. That is just a very light layer of the Sisley Phyto-Teint Nude. I really do like this formula. As you can see, it's quite a bit more matte than a lot of skin tints that I own. Alcohol is the third ingredient, and I do smell it when I put it on, and it does set down to quite a matte finish. I think that is because it has both alcohol and talc very high up on the ingredients list. So I don't know if this is a long-term like skin-loving foundation for me. I will keep you posted. So far, I really, really like this. It is a very, very warm shade. So that is 2W1. It's very liquidy. And like I said, that's a very, very, very warm shade. So for concealer, I picked up the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer in the shade 2C. I do own this in the shade 2W. I meant to purchase 2C. I got home and realized that I picked up 2W and didn't really wear it much after that. So 2C was the shade that I meant to get. I blend it out with my finger and I'll be right back. I'm going to look at it in my 10 times magnification mirror here. See what's going on. Okay, so the concealer looks really beautiful under the eyes. It did the first time I tried it too, you know, in another shade that is just slightly too yellow for under my eyes. I got 2W when I first purchased it, and it was just like, it's a very strong yellow. It's sitting really nicely under the eyes, which is surprising to me for a concealer with as much coverage as this one has. This video is not about that, but I do want to touch on briefly in case you can see it's not sitting quite right under this eye. I had a reaction to the Ilia eyeshadow sticks. I love those. I think that they perform absolutely beautifully, but several times I've worn them and then after I have a reaction on my eyes, and I've always thought, oh, it must be my skincare. It must be, you know, I must have gotten my serums too close to my eyes or something, my actives. But no, it's the eyeshadow stick. Every single time I wear it, my eyes flake, they peel. Under this eye, it hasn't quite healed up yet. So I can no longer wear the Ilia eyeshadow stick. I know this video is not about that. I just want to mention kind of what happened. I have very sensitive eyes though. I can't wear a lot of eyeshadow and a lot of makeup that most people have zero issue with. Full disclosure, I raved about the Ilia eyeshadow sticks and I cannot use them anymore. That's neither here nor there. we're going to move on to some other products. I'm just going to lightly set my face with the Sisley. This is something new I also picked up. This is the Sisley Blur Expert Powder. I accidentally ordered shade 1 thinking that it was the lightest shade. It is not. This is the deepest shade. I'll address this more in my Sisley video, but that is the deepest shade. There's only 2 shades, so that is the shade. I'm just going to lightly set under my eyes. I'm not going to set my whole face because we're going to be using some cream blushes. Just going to dab that on. And I don't know if you can see on camera, but it did darken my under eye, probably because this powder is quite dark. It's totally fine. I'm going to fill in my brows real quick with my Westman Atelier Bomb Brow. I will be right back. I'm going to set my eyes. I'm going to set my brows with my Rare Beauty Brow Gel. Brows are set. Now I have a couple of options for bronzer, and I think I know which way I'm going to go. I recently picked up a whole slew of bronzers because I want to do a luxury bronzer showdown. 2 of the bronzers that I didn't have in my last video were the Givenchy Prisma Libre. Let me know if I'm saying that right. If you are French, 001 Mousseline Bronze. I also picked up the Fara Homidi bronzer. Now, this one is so interesting to me. So in the Fara Homidi, I got shade 1, which is Bois, I believe. It's so pretty. So this is not my first time using this. This is the Fara Homidi bronzer. So one thing I will say about this was $78 and it is tiny. This is precious. This is 0.12 ounces, less than you get in most blushes. The brand does offer refills and they are available and they are only $42. So that makes it a little bit easier to swallow, but still very precious, very pricey bronzer. Givenchy, for example, is 0.24 ounces. Still not a huge amount of product, but twice as much, like literally double the amount of the Fara Homidi. I haven't even opened this. This is pretty, this packaging. Look at this. It's so nice. It's just like the powder. It has the brush in here. Let me see. And there are the shades of the bronzer. I like this. So the top shades are warm and then the bottom shades are cool. That feels incredibly creamy and soft. I can't wait to give that one a try. But I think today I'm going to use the Fara Homidi because I believe that this is probably one of the more interesting bronzer launches simply because of the shades, right? Like this tone, it looks almost like a blush and I can wear it as a blush. Let me show you the refill portion. Like this is the compact. I mean, obviously this is the compact and this is the refill and it's just magnetized. Super easy to pop in and out. There's nothing to poke on the back. You just put your finger in there and take it out. It is a creamy powder. It's got a bit of a sheen to it. So there it is on my palm. You can see it's got like a bit of a sheen to it. It's a very unique bronzer, and I think it's gorgeous on the skin. It is quite pigmented. I think it's beautiful on light skin tones that are looking for rosy bronze, you know, similar to like the Gucci. I do just want to show you how this applies because I was quite surprised by it. I don't know why. I expected it to be much lighter, and it's not. I'm going to try to go in very lightly. I mean, like, can you see how that was me going in with a very fluffy brush, a very light hand, tapping it off. It's pretty intense, but it is unique and it is gorgeous and I absolutely love it. Let me try to lightly go on my forehead. As you can see, it looks like almost like a sunburn, right? It gives you that nice like sun-kissed effect. Like I said, I think it's an absolutely beautiful tone. When I saw the marketing for this and I saw the words roasted and toasted, something about that just spoke to me. I was like, yes, that is what I want. I want to look like I have spent weeks on the beach. I want to look healthy and glowy and bronze. So the tone is absolutely gorgeous. I am very impressed with this. I really wish it weren't 0.12 ounces because I haven't had this very long and I feel like I've already put quite a big dent in it. I wish it was more product. However, the refill's $42. It's a beautiful formula. This is something that I purchased without seeing any reviews, knowing very little about it. Like I said, it was just the marketing that sucked me in and I was like, I have to try that. Plus I was planning to do a luxury bronzer video and this definitely falls in the luxury category for the price. and I'm so happy that I got it. I think it's gorgeous. I just wanted to show you quickly how it compares to the Gucci, because I think if you're interested in the Fara Homidi, you've probably considered the Gucci at some point. They are quite similar in tone, but the Fara Homidi is pinker and deeper. As you can see, the Fara Homidi is more pink toned than the Gucci. And that's saying something, because the Gucci to me was the most pink toned bronzer that I owned before picking up this one. I absolutely love this bronzer. I'll get into it more in my final thoughts. Let's move on. I could stay here all day talking about that bronzer. I have a feeling that the blushes that people are going to be most interested in at this point are the Charlotte Tilbury. So these are the ones that we are going to apply. This is the packaging. I don't know what to think of this packaging, if I'm being honest. I mean, I understand that it's nice that the colors are there so you know what you're grabbing, but it feels very lightweight. This is not giving luxury. The Dior blush packaging is multicolor, but it's done in such an elegant, refined way. To me, it gives luxury worthy of the high price tag. They are the exact same price, the Dior and the Charlotte Tilbury, but the Dior to me just looks and feels luxury. These don't. That's just my opinion. You know, different people like different things. I like more understated, minimal. I'm not really a fan of big, bold, bright packaging for the most part. There's exceptions to every rule, but you do get more product in here. You get 0.31 ounces in the Charlotte Tilbury, and you get 0.21 ounces in the Dior. So you get quite a bit more product in the Charlotte Tilbury. I picked up Rosy Glow, which is meant to be a rose color. And I picked up Peachy Glow, which is a peach color. They're so pretty. That peach is gorgeous. So there are the two shades of the Charlotte Tilbury, Rosy Glow and Peach Glow. As you can see, they are quite pigmented. Toffee is lighter than Peachy Glow. If Candy is at all similar. So there they are with the Dior swatched next to them. The Charlotte Tilbury are more pigmented. That can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your preferences. I tend to prefer less pigmented blushes. That's just me and my preferences for how I do my makeup. I know a lot of people would rather have something more pigmented so they don't have to use as much. Both are valid. We're going to put peachy on this side and pink on this side, and we'll just see how it goes. Let's do it. Okay. I feel like that's probably enough. Just one little swipe. Okay, now I went directly on the face because, like I've said before in my videos, if something comes in a stick form, it tells me you go on the face with it. If it doesn't work that way, then I will use a brush and do it that way. Or if it's a very intense color, I'll work from the hand. If it comes in a stick, my first way of trying it is always going to be directly on the face. So let me look at this. 10 times magnification, see what's going on. Wow. So I just looked at it in my 10 times magnification mirror. It's not doing anything weird on the face. It didn't dissolve my makeup. It's not sitting strange. I did powder under my eyes, so it did kind of come in contact with a little bit of powder. It's not reacting badly. It's sitting beautifully on the skin. I'm surprised that I'm saying that because honestly, I didn't expect much from these. I just didn't. That looks beautiful. So let's go in with Rosy Glow on the other side. I got these yesterday. As soon as this came in, I was headed out. I put some on top of a full face of makeup, right? You know, like makeup that I had worn all day wasn't fresh. I put this on top of it just to see how it would look and because I couldn't wait to try it. And it went on top of powder blush beautifully. And again, I'm going directly on the face. Okay, so that is Rosy Glow. I feel like Rosy Glow would be one that I would, in the future, work from my hand or use fingers because fingers, in my opinion, thins things out a little bit better and melts them in with the skin. It's maybe slightly intense, and you saw how much or how little I used. They're very, very pigmented. If that is something that you're looking for, these are going to be a blush that you really like. My absolute no with blushes or cream products is they cannot dissolve my makeup. They can't compromise what I have going on under them. This does not. It sits beautifully on top of makeup. Like I said, I put it on last night on top of powder blush. When I put it on over my makeup, I just kind of rubbed the top of the bullet and just tapped it on, and it went on beautifully. It's a really nice formula. I'm going to leave that there and we're going to move on to eyes. I have two YSL eyeshadow palettes. So the first one is Captivating Dunes and the second one is Burning Desire. Burning Desire is the new limited edition summer palette. I think we're going to do that one. I don't know though. I feel like a cool tone look. Let's open them up and look at them and then I'll decide which one I want to use on the eyes. Oh my gosh, is this ever beautiful? Look how pretty that is. It's like rose gold packaging. So this is Burning Desire. So pretty. Those are really nice shades. I don't know if they're going to clash with my red shirt and my one orange cheek and my my one pink cheek. Who knows? Captivating Dunes is just the standard YSL packaging. Really pretty. Those are just like super cool toned basics. Very neutral. This reminds me of Stora Dolls. Very, very cool tone. I feel like it would be easier to wear, but we're going to do this one just because it's new and I have it. I'll try to even up my cheeks after we've got the eye look on and I kind of see what we need to do, what we need where. It's going to clash with my shirt. That's okay. I'm going to start with this cool toned dusty mauve. I'm going to pop that in the crease. My eyelids are so flaky from the ATELIER shadow sticks, the reaction that I had. So if you see that, it's not the formula. I mean, despite the issues that my eyelids are having, it seems to be going on very smooth and even. But if you see any dry skin, I'm so sorry. I'm kind of far back, hoping that you don't see it. Okay, so that's a very light, beautiful transition shade. I'm going to take this kind of burgundy shade out here, eggplant burgundy, and deepen up the outer corner. So maybe you can see this shade has a little bit of a sheen to it. I was not expecting that. I'm going to use my finger with this shade right here. It's very shifty. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to pin down the color. Let's put it on and see what happens on the eyes. Whoa, wow. I don't know what I expected from this palette, but it wasn't that. I don't know how to classify this shade. There it's very pink. There it's gold. It shifts to peach. Can you see all the colors going on there? Very, very, very interesting shade. Was not expecting that. I'm pleasantly surprised by it though. I think it's unique and beautiful on the eyes, very creamy, very easy to work with. I'm going to take this darkest shade right here and just kind of run it very lightly through the crease, kind of lower in the crease. I have very deep set eyes, and so I need something to kind of make the skin on my eyelids look like it's back a little further, make it look like it's receding instead of coming at you to balance out that deep set thing that I have going on. So my issue with the YSL quads is in general that there is one shade in every quad that I don't like, and it is almost always this very top, like dry, flaky topper type shade. These are not my favorite thing to work with. I'm just not a fan of them. I like a topper shade, but I don't like YSL's topper. I know. I hope that nobody gets upset by me saying that. I just have to be honest. I'm just going to pop this in the inner corner and see if we can get anything out of it. That shade is okay. I don't like these shades. Let me show you. There's one in here too. Captivating Dunes. I don't know how to explain it other than to say that the pigments are very far apart. They're very sparse. They're very spread out. So that is the top shade here in Captivating Dunes. See how all the flakes are like, they're so far apart. Like this formula in the top right. I never reach for it. I never work with it because it's kind of hard to work with. It's flaky. It falls out all over the place. It's not my favorite formula to work with. And since you only get 4 shades, it's like 25% of the palette is no good to me. That's why if I were going to recommend you a palette, I would recommend the Prada all day, every day. I know that they're more, not by much, but they are more. In the Prada palettes, I use every single shade. Every single shade performs. It's easy to work with. It's just a matter of, is there a color story that you like? While the color story is very interesting and I like it, like a whole shade is something that I'm just not going to reach for. Tightline with my Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal. Align with Lisa Eldridge Kitten Flick. We're going to give the Dior a try. I'm just curious about this. Typically, I do not like volumizing mascaras because I have such wimpy little lashes, but this could be the one. This could change my mind. Wow. So right off the bat, it's giving me drama. That worked really, really well, especially for my first time using it. That was super quick. That's one of my requirements for a mascara. I don't like to take forever doing mascara. I just want to get it done. So far so good with that. I have heard some people say that it flaked on them. We'll see how it works on me. I will, of course, update you. For lips, I picked up one of the new shades that is launching with this YSL collection. It is called Nude Champion. This YSL collection has me thinking kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury Soulmates collection, that it was supposed to be launched in time for Valentine's Day because of the little heart here and because of the name, Burning Desire, the name of the palette. So I feel like that was meant to be maybe a February release or January release for February, and it just didn't happen. That is just kind of my thought process. So for lip liner, SOSHE reached out to me and offered to send me some of their lip products, which I obliged happily because I have purchased their lip products before and their eyeliner and really, really enjoyed them. So I picked the shade Skinny Dip. Very, very pretty neutral nude. On me, it's a nude. I realize nude is a subjective term, but it looks like a neutral beigey brown. I don't know how else to describe it. A neutral brown with maybe a hint of mauve, but it is not a mauve. It's more brown than that. That shade is gorgeous. That is like a perfect, for me, nude color. Nude Champion in the inks, vinyl cream. I haven't tried this formula, so let's see what this is all about. I like the applicator. It looks like it's got little lines in it. Oh, kind of weird. Kind of weird. That kind of weirds me out, not gonna lie. It looks like fish. It's reminding me of a fish. You can ignore me. My brain is broken. What can I say? Okay. So that is that shade, Nude Champion. It's very warm, peachy nude. It's so pretty though. It goes great with the eye look with that quad. Okay, so I need to do something about my cheeks since they're two totally different colors and I don't know what to do. I feel like I need to peachify this one, or do I pinkify the other one? What I'm going to do for the cheeks is I'm going to go in with the Dior blush stick in Toffee to try to even them out, like make this one more peachy. We'll see how it goes. It helped a little. It helped a little. I don't know. It is what it is. All right, let's talk about these products. I tried to fix the cheeks. It's always hard because I want to show more than one shade. And then when I try to go back and fix it, it's a whole thing. So it doesn't look as good as it probably should, but that's okay. Let's start from the top. This Sisley Phyto-Teint Nude. I actually really, really like this. I don't know if it is something that I would be able to wear long-term as a daily performance product due to the high alcohol content. Applying something repeatedly with a very high alcohol content for me and my incredibly sensitive skin can cause dryness. I try to be careful with products that contain alcohol. As long as I don't wear it every day, it seems to be fine. But there are a lot of formulas like Armani Luminous Silk comes to mind. Like that has a very high alcohol content. That's a foundation that I have not been able to wear for any length of time through the years. I've purchased it many times because so many people claim it to be hydrating. On me, it is not. The opposite. I'm not having any issues with this whatsoever, and I think it looks beautiful on the skin. I do not think it is undetectable on the skin at 10 times magnification. I can see it. I can see just a little bit of where it looks slightly dry. It could be due to the powdery finish with the inclusion of talc. It has a lot of talc in it, or it could just be the alcohol dry down. I think they use alcohol to like help a formula dry down and set. A lot of times formulas with alcohol sit beautifully on the skin because they evaporate, they dry down, and they have such a beautiful finish. And this does. I'm really happy with it. It is not my very favorite skin tint or foundation, but I'm happy that I have it. I think it looks gorgeous on the skin. My skin looks so smooth and perfected. I really do like it. The double wear concealer surprises me. If you're like me and you hear double wear and you just like, ooh, this concealer has a lot of coverage. It is the highest coverage concealer that I own, but I think it looks so pretty. I'm shocked by how pretty it looks on the skin, considering how much coverage there is. So far, so good with that. Now, this is not my first time trying the formula. It's my first time trying this shade, and I like the shade. I like it so much better than 2W. The Fara Homidi bronzer is very different. It is like nothing else that I have in my collection. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin. Like it really does just look like you have been sun-kissed. Like not tan, but like slightly burnt, slightly crispy, you know, that in between where you look glowy before your skin is fried and peeling. That's kind of the look this gives. It's beautiful on the skin. It gives you a nice soft glow. There's no shimmer or sparkle to the formula, but it does have like a slight sheen, like a slight healthy sheen that just looks beautiful on the skin. This is a hit. This is a standout to me. I'm testing a whole bunch of bronzers. This is something unique. To be fair, I haven't tried this one yet. This could be something totally unique and special as well. But judging by the swatches of all of the bronzers that I have been trying and wearing, the Fara Homidi is in a separate category altogether. It's truly something you could use as a one and done. You don't even need a blush with it. You could just brush it all over the face, even on the eyes. It could replace your highlight, your bronzer, your blush, your eyeshadow. It could do everything. I'm that confident in it. Now, having said that, 0.12 ounces, like you're going to need more. I wish that you got more product in this because I feel like with as beautiful as it is, it's something you're gonna fly through. It's hard for me to stop using it. Like I said, I'm testing all of these other bronzers and it's hard for me to put that one down because I like it so much. I think it is something special. I really, really do. I wouldn't say that if I didn't because the price is so high. The only thing about that bronzer that I would change would be the size or the price. I do not think that you would be disappointed in it. Now, I have only tried this one shade, but this one shade, gorgeous. The Charlotte Tilbury blushes. Despite my feelings on the packaging, I think for makeup artists, this is a genius idea because you can see the shade. They're very lightweight. You can take them on the go. In that use case, they're perfect. And the formula is really, really nice. And you do get so much product in here. I mean, I don't think that I own a blush stick where you get more product than this. This is a lot of product for a blush. And the formula is really, really nice. I really didn't expect to like these, just being 100% honest, because the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners were such a disappointment to me. I did like the eyeshadow palettes. I really did. And I loved the Soulmates collection. But outside of that, I'm not a huge Charlotte Tilbury fan. However, these are really nice. The colors are really pretty. Now, I will say when it comes to the color selection, I'll pop a photo of the shade range up here. Like these are your standard blush shades. There's not a nude in the bunch. I feel like so many companies these days follow a formula of blush colors. We need to have a peach. We need to have a pink. We need to have a dusty mauve or a dusty rose. We need to have a berry. We need to have a red. And so these are the colors that you see repeated over and over and over again. At that point, it becomes hard to like want to buy another one in the same shade. I felt like the Dior blushes had some unique colors. Like Toffee is a unique shade to me. Yes, it's a peach, but it's a very pale peach and it's got a gold reflect. Candy is like a very interesting coral shade to me. It's just something slightly different. I prefer the shades in the Dior to the Charlotte Tilbury, but having said that, I really do like this peach color. The pink is also gorgeous. Truly a beautiful, beautiful pink blush. I think I expected it to be a little warmer, but I'm kind of happy that it's not, because all of my blushes are, for the most part, very warm tone. The formula, like the performance of these, is very, very nice. If you want my opinion, throwing my hat in the ring along with every other person who has reviewed these, as someone with very mature skin, I think that these are a beautiful formula. Not a fan of the packaging, but the formula is solid. Okay, the YSL Burning Desire Quad. This surprised me. This shade right here in the palette is so surprising to me. It's a multi-chrome. At certain angles, I feel like my eyeshadow looks very pink, and then it looks orange and gold. It's a really unique color. Here are those shades. And this shade right here is really, really beautiful. I mean, it looks like just something simple, but because of the sheen, the reflectivity that it has, it's really something beautiful. And then this top shade is like, I mean, look at that. And this I don't love at all. My feelings on this are mixed. I do believe that this shade is something special and unique, and I also really, really like the satin. I feel like every YSL quad has that, at least every one that I have. I have 3 of them, and they all have that one shade that I don't use. I like 3 of the shades. There's one that I don't use, and so it's hard for me to like really buy into the YSL eyeshadow palettes. I know that's going to upset a lot of people because I know that these quads are very well loved by a lot of people. If it's a formula you love, that's awesome. I think we're all different. We all have different wants and needs, and we all have different expectations of our makeup and different ways that we like to wear our makeup. And like on me, that very sheer topper shade, the flaky, it just falls out everywhere. It's just not my favorite formula to work with. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be your favorite formula. Having said that, I still really like this, and I feel like I'm going to wear it a lot because look at those colors. They're so pretty. I feel like I've created a beautiful eye look, and one that I will want to wear over and over again. So I really like that. I will try Captivating Dunes in another video, probably tomorrow. It should be up very soon. I have a whole bunch of things that we did not get into today. So I'm really wanting to try Captivating Dunes with the Makeup Forever blush sticks. I think they're going to be gorgeous. So we'll do that very soon. The Dior mascara, like as of right now, loving it. I think it did a beautiful job, and it did it very easily. It wasn't something I had to really work at. And for me, that's saying something. I have the wimpiest eyelashes. And so when I can put something on and see them quickly, I'm a happy camper. Now, my requirements are it cannot flake or smudge. I am outdoors a lot. It can't melt. It can't like smear. I don't have watery eyes, but you know, when you're outside in the heat, things happen. So flaking, smudging, and drooping are my no's. For me, a mascara has to lengthen, it has to volumize, it has to curl, and it has to hold the curl. Those are my requirements. I will update you on how this goes. I have a full face of Dior coming soon, and I will have fully gathered my thoughts on that product, on this mascara by that point. The SOSHE lip liners are really, really good. I have always enjoyed this formula, and I love the colors. You're looking for a nude, a lighter nude, not something that's super deep. This one is gorgeous. Really, really pretty. The formula is so good. It's very nourishing too. It's a beautiful, beautiful lip liner. Very happy with this. The Vinyl Cream lipstick from YSL is an absolutely beautiful warm tone nude, neutral nude shade. It's really pretty, very comfortable, very thin formula, and I love the color. I think it's a beautiful color. It's a beautiful, for me, year-round color. It's not too deep. Love it. I am very happy with that. I don't feel like it's scented, but you can smell it. You can smell the formula. I forgot to mention, but the Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks, they have no scent. I will pin a comment below and let you know how all of this wore, if anything changed or got worse, got better. I will let you know all of that down below. Thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you spending some time with me today. Let me know if you've tried any of these products or if you plan to. I will see you soon in another video. And until then, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.